increase it because the APR, which is your annual percentage rate, is going to include some fees and other charges that the interest rate does not include, okay? Excessive fees. Excessive fees are a common characteristic of predatory loans. How can you tell if the fees you're being charged are excessive? According to Fannie Mae guidelines, these fees should not exceed 5% of your total loan amount. Remember that your fees might be a little higher depending on your credit history. So if you have a loan that's $100,000, how much should your fees be? At 5%? $5,000. That's correct. So if your fees are $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $10,000, that's a problem. That is a problem. So when you'll be able to review your HUD-1 or your HUD-1A form, which will show you how much you're being charged in fees. And there are some things for you to look at and fill in the blanks. I'm not going to go through that right now, but you understand 5%, right? Okay. If your fees are high, you want to find out why they're high and try and get them reduced. Don't just accept it because they tell you, well, that's what it is. That's not acceptable. You want to know why and find out if you can get them changed. All right, your cash contribution. Did you make a down payment for your house and was it really your money? Common predatory lending schemes tries to trick the lender or the bank into thinking a home buyer like you put a down payment on the house when no such payment was made. And this scheme can happen to you in many different ways. A broker or buyer will give you money just before you buy the house so that you can use the money for the down payment. They may give you a check to deposit in your bank account, or they may even go with you to the bank to deposit the money. They may even say in the form that you paid a down payment when you didn't. Again, you want to look at your HUD-1 form. Yes. 5 minutes?
5 minutes.
5 minutes in?
Wrap up.
Oh, wrap it up? Oh, okay. All right. Well, you know what? The workbook, I just want to address a couple other things I think are important. If you skip to section 2 and go about 2 pages in, you see a section that says beware of balloon payments. Well, we're getting ready to talk about it right now. A balloon payment is a large payment that comes at the end of the loan. You may pay one amount for monthly payments until the very end when you have a very large payment. As you can see by the sample, that can be a big problem. Skip down to that box that's in the middle of the page. No, I'm sorry, the second box where it says number of payments. You have number of payments 179. Amount on those payments $473.49. That sounds like that's okay, right? Most people would think, oh, that's affordable. I can do that for my mortgage. And it tells you when the payments are due. But then you look down at that last payment. One payment of $41,562.73. That's due all at once. Most people don't pay attention to that. They get hoodwinked into balloon payments. Now what you're looking at is a way of trying to come up with that $42,000. Rounded it off. So that's what a balloon payment is. Does that answer your question? It's that big lump sum payment that's due. It's all part of your loan. It's all part, because if you look at the top, it says how much you financed. So after you pay 179 payments of $473.49, you paid off all but $41,562.73. Okay? So a lot of people are then forced to refinance, or the same company may try and get you to refinance them out with them and charge you some more money. So it's all a big scheme. This doesn't happen just with mortgages either. Be aware of that too. It can happen with car notes, unsecured loans, just about any kind of credit that you can get. So just be aware of that. And there's usually a little box, a little teeny tiny box, not even bigger than a fingernail, that's checked off. That says this is a balloon note. Yes.
So when you get a mortgage, you will have a balloon payment?
No, not at all. You shouldn't. You shouldn't. I'm saying there are mortgages out there that are like that.
Oh, okay.
We want to make sure that's not what you get, okay? Credit insurance, I say don't do it because you can find insurance on your own without paying the lender. The lenders charge really high fees for that insurance. Just don't do it. I'm not going to elaborate any more than that than to say don't do it. Loan flipping is another practice that happened. I saw that a lot when I was counseling with elderly people. Is the same lender keeps coming back to you time after time and time again saying, oh, Miss Jones, we did your windows last year. You know, do you need new carpet this year? And the person was like, well, yeah, I could use new carpet. So they take your loan and give you a new loan to pay off that other loan. And now you have a bigger loan because now you got windows and carpet. Then they come back to you a little while later and say, you know, you need a new bathroom or a new kitchen. And it just keeps going like that. A lot of the people that came in were elderly. They didn't know how many loans they'd taken out. They didn't know who had the loan. It was just ridiculous. And unfortunately, our seniors are lonely, so when people come to them calling or knocking at the door, they want the company, they want someone to talk to. They're talking to them and they're talking to, people are talking them to all these loans that they really don't need or can't afford or could do better at some point in time. So that's what loan flipping is. Debt consolidation, I also am not a supporter of taking money out of your home to pay off your debt, because in essence what you do when you do that is you take an unsecured debt. Credit card debt is unsecured debt. I want everybody to understand that. They can't take anything from you. There's nothing to secure that debt. That's why they bug you to pay, because there's really nothing else they can do. If you take that debt and wrap it up in your home, you're taking what was unsecured debt and made it secured debt. God forbid something happens that you can't pay that note that you've taken out on your home. But now you're facing a foreclosure or just a stressful situation trying to figure out how you're going to work that out. Does everyone understand what that means, taking it from unsecured to secured debt? I don't support that at all. All right, now the rest of these terms of a loan, you can go through on your own. Any questions? What I have? 90 seconds? Any questions at all? All right, I told you all we were going to be quick. And I wish you all luck. Thank you for having me this morning. I appreciate coming. Thank you.